Information Nation. Welcome to another episode of What Nobody Told Me After 65. You have reached the Information Nation, where knowledge is shared and wisdom exchanged for the betterment of a people. It is your lady on the go, lady in the know, Miss Info. Trying to switch things up just a little bit. I don't feel good at all. This cold is just hanging on, and I'm trying to fight it off. I had promised you a video regarding At&t stopping all landlines, and I wanted to give you some more information with regard to that, because it's going to be important. They aren't the only carrier, mind you, but they are one of the larger ones who have the old-fashioned landline. So the official deadline to end all of the landlines for At&t is 2029. Now we're in 2024. That's a bit down the road, and things can happen. Anything can happen. But they'll be phasing out the copper wire infrastructure. That's what puts the landline in your homes, and it's become more expensive for them to maintain it. And right now, almost everybody in the world has a cell phone. Even little kids have cell phones, so the landlines have become obsolete. According to a survey I found online, three quarters of the households in America, that only leaves 1/4, 3/4 do not have landlines. That represents 76% of adults and 87% of young adults and children. Now, when I told you that At&t wasn't the only game in town, there are other companies that still offer landlines. There are Spectrum, Frontier, Verizon, and something called Community Phone. All of these offer landlines. Now you gotta call and negotiate price, because you know what gets you is the long distance. Okay. Now, I did find out that At&t will be offering an alternative that plugs into your existing landline. So you'll get a jack that you plug in, and it lets you connect to the wireless network, and it's going to be about $45 a month. That's still $500 a year. Think about that. There's also a technology called VoIP, Voice over Internet Protocol. You might have seen it, VoIP. It can also be used as an alternative to the landline. You can get those for free. Google offers those phone lines. Now, calls on the VoIP, the Voice over Internet Protocol, they're made over an internet connection instead of the copper wires. So when you make calls on the VoIP, you're calling over the internet. So you have to understand, though, that if you want to make long distance, don't do it on a VoIP or a landline. Remember back in the day when long distance was crazy, and if somebody was traveling and they wanted you to know they got home safe, they would call your phone, long distance of course, and ask for themselves, and you would say they're not here and hang up. Remember those days? We might have to go back to that. Anyway, if you are considering getting a VoIP phone line, You might want to also consider using a chat app. And what is a chat app? Chat app allows you to make calls long distance for free. Chat apps are Signal, WhatsApp, Google Meet, and FaceTime. You can use all of those for free if you need to make long distance calls. Now, landlines also connect with your home security systems and medical alert sensors. I don't know how they have taken this into consideration when they said they were going to do away with the landlines. What about hospitals, doctor's offices, fax machines? I mean, I know it's slated for 2029, which is, a ways down the road, but if it's going to happen, they have to take into consideration the people that live out in what we call the boondocks, or not in an urban area. They're in the rural areas, may not have access to internet. They have to take this into consideration because in the long run, who is this going to affect? Senior citizens. Yeah, mostly senior citizens. Hospitals, doctors' offices, yeah, they're going to be affected too, but mainly senior citizens. And part of the whole premise for getting rid of what they're calling P.O.T.S, P.O.T.S, which is the phone, what was P.O.T standing for? The old telephone service. P.O.T.S. Plain old telephone. Not even anything fancy. But they're not going to be able to do away with it in its entirety. Sort of like 4G going to 5G. They might need to increase its serviceability. They may need to look at a way to replace it instead of doing away with it altogether. Upgrade it instead of replace. That's what I'm looking for. So I don't see it happening anytime soon. I am keeping up with it because I have friends who have that home service where it's connected to her phone line if she falls, or she has a jewelry, armband or a bracelet that's connected to that thing, and all of that is through her landline, her home telephone service. So I just don't think that they're going to be able to get away with this as quickly as they thought, but we're keeping our eyes on it. All right? And why are we keeping our eyes on it? Because you don't know what you don't know. All right. Take care. Talk to you later.